webinar thingy that turns into a 4.5 hour long hangout. So we just want to keep this very focused and concise. You know, everybody has busy stuff to do. It's Saturday evening, and we want to make sure that you guys are able to apply the stuff that's back here, the stuff that we go over, and go and just start doing it. So, Kevin, we'll have to cut everybody's introduction short. I apologize. You're not going to be able to read 997 people's locations out loud. But let's go ahead and run through a bunch of updates that have already happened, and then things that are happening over the next 2 days or so. And then you guys we want to make sure that everybody's on the same plate, that you all understand what's going on. Okay. So first of all, if you have already watched the new updated training videos, please say yes, or I have, or something to that effect, just so we know that you guys have already began doing the work. Beautiful. This is great to see. Pretty much everyone has. I think there's a few people who haven't yet. If you haven't yet, you really need to. And then after you watch them, please make sure we've had some Q&A webinars that we have done already. We've done some Q&A for Pro and Elite. We've done some Q&A for Monopoly. We have done some Q&A for Affiliate as well. Okay. By and large, the feedback that we have received is that if you apply the new training, go back, revise your listings, make sure that you're doing everything as you should be doing. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit prettier color. There we go. Okay, so what you should be doing, step 1, watch the updated trainings, and step 2, revise and or list new items with the new training principles. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I apologize. If you guys drop off the webinar now, you will likely not be able to get back on, because we're getting those notifications now from GoToWebinar saying that people are trying to get on and they can't. So we'll try and keep this very, very focused. So try and just follow along. So make sure you do that. By and large, people who were not making any money have started making money. People who were making money are making even more money. People who were kind of stuck or didn't know what to do next are doing way better now. So overall, awesome feedback, exactly what we were hoping for, exactly why we made all the changes we made. So very, very excited about that, and very thankful for our leadership and training group. I think everybody's been enjoying the training, from Kenya and Jesse and Carly and Nathan and Dion and Sean Agnew and so on. So, and Nikki, obviously. So everybody has been very excited. We're very, very happy with our international people as well. Rocio and Ophelia, they've been translating everything. We have the Spanish version up. So all of that is out there. And now we've also started running regular webinars. And so we want to go over that schedule with all of you guys as well. So what we're going to start doing from now on is the biggest time when DSD not only experienced the biggest growth, but also saw the biggest number of people being successful was when we were doing weekly webinars. Very consistently, we had weekly webinars for the first 6 months especially, covering every single thing from affiliate side to listing items to Genesis and so on. We just tried to cover everything that we could. So we did a lot of Q&A, and there was a lot more interaction and participation from our members, because we want to make sure what's going on and if you guys are doing well. So from now onwards, we're going to actually hold every webinar weekly. There's going to be a weekly Pro and Elite training at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. Okay. The second thing that is going to happen is every Thursday, we're going to be holding affiliate training webinars at 8 p.m. EST as well. Okay, so get on these two. The feedback on the Thursday night webinar that we just did was also incredible. People learned a bunch of stuff. A lot of people actually did their homework, and the way we are structuring this now is going to be a little different. So we're trying to bring about a little bit more of an action-oriented system, because one feedback that was a little troubling to us in the past was that, okay, I attended the webinars and it's great. It was kind of revising all the same stuff that we've seen in the videos, but I don't really know how to apply that. So we're going to be issuing homework assignments, if you will. We did that for the first time on a Thursday night webinar. We're going to assign these homework assignments every single time. with these weekly webinars to make sure that you're on the same page, so that you have actionable stuff that you can just go and apply, 30 minutes a day to that stuff and basically start going from there. Okay, so you actually have something to do. You actually get better results from it. Many people might not have realized this yet, but we have also added a suggestion section in our back office. So if you have any suggestions, or you're stuck somewhere, or you don't know if something is clear enough or something like that, you can go to the suggestions page and you can literally just send a suggestion and say, I would like you to, this might be a good idea to change this or change that. We review this weekly and make any changes as needed. Sometimes it might just be a matter of making something more obvious. For example, we got some suggestions saying, can you clarify what the instant domination pack is, what's the deadline on it, and stuff like that. So we put this giant thing over here so everybody could see it and could follow along with that. So that's another thing that has happened. We highly encourage you guys to use it. Do not use this as support desk. This is not a place where you send in tickets about, oh, my billing failed, or what do I do now, or I referred somebody, can I just, none of that stuff. This is primarily for specific suggestions that you can make regarding training tools or the affiliate side of the website. Okay. Massive question that we've been getting over and over, especially since Thursday, is what about all the fancy VIP stuff, the ticket discounts? If we want to apply for them now because we weren't aware of the event or things like that, where can we get those? The tickets, including the VIP ticket stuff, okay, is still available only until 15th of June, specifically because even though that should have been normally turned off before the event, we recognize that a lot of people would want to know what they actually get and would like to have waited until after the event to see what would be the value to them if they couldn't attend. So now that a lot of people understand that, we have kept that open until the 15th of June. Okay, so you have until the 15th of June, midnight, to, if you didn't get tickets before, or you're like, I want to get the ticket now, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to walk you guys through the very quick benefits of that. Basically, you get the entire price of the ticket discounted from your product purchases. I will explain this in a moment. The second thing you get is VIP ticket holders get a bunch of fancy schmancy stuff. Covering various training aspects, including YouTube trainings, Craigslist trainings, YouTube PPC, and all that good stuff. And then, of course, VIP ticket holders also get the first dibs at some of the stuff that we are bringing out with vendor search. Okay, so vendor search, VIP ticket holders get the first dibs on. Okay. So there are some other benefits as well. We don't want to make this a sales pitch whatsoever. Just letting you guys know, do not open support tickets asking if you can get it. If you want to get one, it's at mydsevent.com, and you can just go get the ticket there. That's the whole story on that. So our support staff kind of lets us know when there are tickets coming in about some specific topic. So that addresses that whole issue. I want to go over the discounts and how these discounts are going to be applied on the transaction side and so on, because that's something that has not been very clearly defined to some people. Please, first of all, make sure that you go over here and read the latest updates and announcements. Okay, we are constantly updating these over here. This is, as you can see, a very, very beautiful thing. This tells you what is the latest stuff that has been uploaded, what are the videos that have been revised, all thanks to Kevin on the stuff. He's been managing this brilliantly. It shows you where you can connect with us on Facebook and so on. There's a video that walks you through exactly what to do as well.
I'll do this too real quick.
And
there's going to be an end of the week. At the end of the week, every week, I'm going to post an update of things that aren't in there that didn't make it on the list. And then I'm going to send out a video email to everyone. So you'll get that tomorrow on what happened that week as an overall inside of DS. Just an FYI.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. So essentially, a lot of you had said, how do I know what video has been updated so that I can go and watch just that video? Because I don't want to sit through the entire training all over again to just find, one little change that was made in one video. So this will tell you exactly which videos have been updated. As you can see over here, the following 6 videos were updated. The following 3 videos were updated, and so on and so forth. You really will want to review this entire section because this is where we specifically cover everything about the instant domination pack, where things are going with that, how that saves you a lot more money and also makes you a lot more money. It also goes over the new transactional system. So let me ask this. This is actually a good thing. How many of you are aware of the transactional model that DSD is now going to be using for making listings, tracking listings, and so on? Because I just want to see, this is what I'm getting at. So there's about like a 70-30 on people who totally get it, and then people who are like, I kind of get it, I don't really know what it is, I'm not exactly clear on it, can you explain that again, so on. So this is why we are going through so much effort to increase communication between us and all of you, because we understand that there needs to be a lot more of that. So let me walk you guys through this, and I'm going to walk you guys through it by actually showing you live how this works. So what I've done so far is I've actually just put in a product URL, and I chose one of the different designs. You can choose any different template or listing style that you would like to use that helps your listing stick out a little bit. This is also very, very relevant for you if you are using a store, because then you can have a fixed style that you use with your entire store. That really helps out as well. Or you can just choose to go with a standard text-based one. It's totally fine. And you can go ahead and actually just put the URL of a product here. That is going to go ahead and grab all the description and all the shipping policy, all that stuff. I've shown this before. If you guys haven't seen this, you'll see it in a training video as well. This will basically help you create your listing on autopilot. Okay, so you can just say that you want to make 10%. It'll set your price there. You can select whichever style you want over here with the listing duration and the dispatch time and so on. So you can actually complete your entire listing creation process within your DSD account. You can also get all the suggestions on the keyword and the different what you should be using in your titles. You also get the product images here. You can upload your own images. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time walking you guys through how this works right now because there's going to be training videos on it. But essentially, you can now create your listing here, and then you can go ahead and define the source for the item. Again, you can use any of these different sources that we have available. Obviously, for our elite people, you have tons of these. For our pro users, you're going to have 2 to begin with, not 1 like we used to have. You're going to actually have 2. And now our system will actually create this listing. We'll put it up on eBay on your account with images and all, everything optimized. And then it will track this item now on this particular source. Okay, so whenever the price or stock fluctuates, it will adjust your listing accordingly. Now, the other thing that you can do, now let me stop over here first. Okay, so far what's happening, let's make this bigger. So far what is happening is that you came into your DSD account. Okay, and earlier it was kind of weird because you would log into your DSD account, you would watch the videos, and you would never really come back to DSD again. I mean, you didn't really need to. And you would just go out and you would do your eBay thing, and then you would track things in a spreadsheet, or you would go and put everything on watch lists and stuff. And it kind of, you have like 50 different places you have to go and manage. Kind of becomes complex over time. Now what you do is you come into your DSD account, okay? Your DSD system essentially gives you the best items to post. Okay, so you can do all of your product research on what product should I be selling. That all is going to happen here. Do that again. So all of your product research is actually going to be done within DSD. You're going to select your product, and now you're going to move on, and you're going to make your listing. Okay, once again, this is going to happen within DSD. And you can still go to eBay and make it manually if you want. It's that doesn't really, it's not like a necessity that you have to use our system, but I think it makes it easier. So you make a listing. Okay, so list an item, and now our system will start tracking it. So for any price or stock fluctuations, will be managed by DSD. And then here comes the next part, which is in this management section here, where you can see these boxes for follow up this with this buyer. When somebody buys this item, when my item sells on eBay, do I want a follow-up email sent to them from me, let's say 24 hours later? And you can select a message. You can create your own messages and put them in here. And then you can also check this box right here for auto-fulfill my order, which is essentially, do you want your order to be auto-fulfilled? So earlier, again, another thing you had to do was an order comes in, you get an email about it, but you're out playing with the kids at the park. You're like, oh, I got to get back home. Then you get back home, you got to cook some food. And then nighttime rolls around, it's 11 o'clock, and you're like, oh, I got 80 pending orders to finish. And you're going to stay up most of the night doing that. And that's just not a good thing. So now our system goes ahead and places orders on Amazon.com on your behalf and ships to the eBay buyer, which obviously saves a bunch of things for you. And then it will also send a follow-up email. Okay, so sends a follow-up email to the buyer, letting them know whatever you want them to know. It could just be as simple as, hey, thanks for visiting me and purchasing this thing from my store. I really look forward to serving you in the future. Or it could be, as we suggest, a link to another item that they can purchase on eBay, something else from your store with a coupon code. Something else, maybe if you're doing FBA as well, maybe your Amazon item with a coupon code, or a related item that maybe somebody bought diapers and then you give them a link to a baby crib or something. Or maybe they bought a baby crib and you give them a link to a mattress cover. All sorts of things like that. But also you get to store all of these emails with you, so by category. So what you can do in the future is, let's say 6 months from now, you go into FBA, you look at your data and you see that you've had 1,200 people who have bought something in the organic baby products category from you. So you go to the FBA side, or you find somebody even on Amazon who is selling something like that, strike up a deal with them, and you mail out to your 1,200 buyers, tell them, hey, we have arranged a special 20% off promo on this organic mattress cover or this organic sheepskin for new babies, stuff like that. And you can do extremely well in 1 or 2 promotions like that. And I speak from experience, both as somebody who has done it, as somebody who has seen it happen. And just letting you know, that's amazing as well in itself. So in this entire process, as you can see, this is what we used to be. Our company was essentially some training videos, right? So we had training videos, and I don't know why I am scribbling this out with my mouse instead of just typing it, but we used to have just training videos. So now comes all of this new stuff, which, as you can imagine, is much more resource intensive. It's obviously much more powerful as well. And we had to choose to either raise prices of our system and basically charge a lot more money up front, or say, let's come up with a different model for this. And the model we chose is where we only make money if you guys make money. Okay, and that's what a transactional model is. So a transactional model basically is where we only get paid per transaction. So the only time now that DSD would make any money to cover these costs and bring all of the stuff to you guys is when you, as a user, use the system and make a sale. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the breakdown on it, and you will see actually how this spawned into something else that just became insane as we kept looking at it. So here's what happens. The product research to listing an item and managing your price and stock fluctuations, all of this is now included in Pro and Elite. Okay, so depending on, if you're in Elite, obviously you get a lot more stores that you can manage on. If you're in Pro, then you can manage a couple of different main sources for price and stock fluctuations. And we looked at this and said, okay, this is great. So what happens is you get charged 0.5% transaction fee whenever you make a sale on eBay. Okay, and that actually goes down, and this entire breakdown is right here in your page with all the updates. So here's basically what happens. So in your first $1,000 worth of sales, it's 0.5%. After 1,000 but below 10,000, it's 0.35%, and above 10,000, it's 0.25%. That's $10,000 in sales, okay? Which almost every single one of our users who actually apply as a training, almost every single one of them hit that pretty quickly. Like within their first 3 months, many of them hit that in their first month. We're talking about gross sales, not net profit, okay? And the reason is pretty simple. We want to encourage the average user who first comes in, we want to encourage them to go ahead and build up fast. And the benefit of doing it this way is somebody comes in who's already struggling, doesn't have money. We don't want to tell them, all right, pay us, $50 a month more or $100 a month more for access to the system. Instead, we say, look, use the system, make some sales, and our prices or the extra cost of automation will just be adjusted in that entire process. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. By the way, when our system prices the thing for you, so when you put in 10% profit goal, this new price already includes the DSD transactional fees in it. Okay, now the next part is this stuff. So this basically goes from 0.5% to 0.25%. Okay. Then comes this part, which, as you can imagine, is far, far more profitable, much more intensive. It's pretty fun that it handles this stuff for you. And on these parts, whenever you are using these things, then our system takes 1.5%, and the same way that goes down to 1.25% in transactional fees. So your maximum transactional fee is 2% or 1.5%. Now, when I say that, I hope that all of you are doing this right now and all of you are going, oh, that's great that you guys want to help us out, but doesn't this increase the price of my product? Doesn't this actually take out more from my profits? Isn't that kind of a problem, right? That's exactly what we thought as well. So we looked at this and we said, okay, this is great that in one way we are helping out our user by not asking them for money until they're making money. But on the other side, are we actually harming their business in a way because we're raising their cost of business? So to combat that, we try to find a way to make back this 2% to you guys. Okay, so this is your 2% cost, and we had to think of, is there a way for us to make this back to you in some way, shape, or form? So what we were able to do is when you go to your automated auto order and gift card settings, this is where you set up your automated ordering. Okay, so in this case, for example, you would put your Amazon information, you would put your card information and stuff like that. By the way, we do not store this information on our server, so you're completely secure and safe. And what you would do is you would say use gift cards, and you would check the box yes. And now here's what will happen. Let's say that you have $1,000 worth of orders to process. Instead of basically billing this on your credit card for $1,000, our system will actually buy gift cards for you first, which you will get at a 2% discount. So you will get $1,000 worth of gift cards for $980. So you right away got a 2% cash back. Okay, so immediately you get 2% back. So use the gift carding and you get 2% back immediately on any of your Amazon purchases. We are actually working on some more deals as well here. Now the second thing that happens is there are a few ways for you to pay for your for this gift card stuff, or however you're going to pay your transaction fees. One of the ways that you can pay for your transactional fees is by using your accrued balance or by using your purchased credit. Okay, so you'll find a link back there once we make it live that will allow you to purchase credit. So what you can actually do is you can purchase credits and you get another 1% cash back on that. Okay, so another 1% cash back. So when you buy 1,000 credits, you actually pay $990, and then you are able to buy gift cards on that for $980. So you actually end up saving a 3% right away over here. Okay, so you get a 3% savings immediately on this. Now on top of that, let's say that you were to buy the credits using a credit card that gives you 1% off, you're going to get another 1%. So there's a lot of stacking there, and I'm not going to spend the entire webinar trying to explain how that works, but we're going to have a very detailed video that walks you through this kind of stacking. So essentially what ends up happening is that this entire transactional fee basically gets washed out by using the automated system because of the deals that we're able to work out, right? Because we have so many users and so many orders and so much going on, we are able to go and arrange these bulk deals, and then we pass the savings on to you. So this entire system virtually becomes free for you to use. We still get to get enough income that we can actually pay for all of this stuff. And then our affiliates live in a very different world now. So far, our affiliates have existed in an MLM system, okay? Because even though our users, majority of our members, our customers, have been going out there and doing the e-commerce stuff and making money with that, our affiliates have really existed in a typical MLM. They go out there, they recruit somebody, and then they hope that this person will go out and recruit somebody else. That's how their team will grow. Now what we're doing is something totally different. What we're saying is, listen, let's say you go out there and you do bring somebody, you refer somebody to DS Domination. It does not matter if they recruit or not. We don't want them to recruit, because out of this transactional fee over here, our affiliate will actually receive a return as well. Okay, so our affiliates actually get paid on 3 tiers of their customers' transactional volume. So imagine this. You refer somebody, this person becomes very successful on the eBay side, or not, let's say moderately successful, and they're doing $10,000 a month in sales, which means they're making about $1,000 to $1,500 a month, okay, in profit. That's very reasonable. That's not an exceptional income. That's not like one of our, some of our biggest people who are making $50,000 a month in profit. We're talking about somebody making $1,200 a month in profit. In that scenario, you are actually going to be making more than somebody who's going to go out and recruit, because now you're going to get paid a percentage of this transaction fee. So in our case, let's say it was 2% up to $10,000. So $10,000, that's $20 more, and part of that goes to the user. The affiliate is now getting paid commissions on actual retail, real world activity of our members, instead of simply on, hey, I'm going to recruit you, you go recruit 5 others, and then they will recruit 2 more, and then they will recruit, and then we'll have all this money. Yeah, that side exists, and that side is great, fine, but since the beginning, we have been a very product-centric company. And so now this just kicks it off to a whole other level, and this really means now that the affiliate or a sponsor has a lot of incentive to work with their team, to make sure the team is successful, to follow up with them and say, hey, are you doing well? Are you stuck somewhere? Because now they're not working for free, right? But they can ask you, do you need help? And they can provide you that help. And when they give you that help, they're going to make more money from your success as well. So our whole aim for DSD2 was 2 things, okay? Hence DSD 2.0. Now that's just basic numerical algebraic growth. But there were 2 points we really wanted to create. First was we wanted to make this a community company, okay? Which means a community-driven company, which basically means that our customers are primarily ones in control. We want an entire company to function more based around what our customer needs and make our customers successful, okay? And that has worked out beautifully. You guys have seen all the new training. That's all the people from our community. There is no bad information coming out now, because we for example, there was a scenario where something was taught in a webinar, a while back. We had a guest trainer on. Somebody taught something that was incorrect. Doesn't happen anymore. There's a change that happens on Amazon. Within 24 hours, the videos are updated. And that's why we launched a new company. And within the first few days, within the first like 4 days of the company being live, we had already updated about 20 plus videos. We've already made a bunch of changes. We have people going through this stuff and giving me suggestions on how we should structure this so it's easier to follow and all that stuff. So all of that is happening, which is beautiful. Okay, so this is kind of a big giant check mark for this. That's worked out really well. The second thing was to automate the entire process, because anybody in DS Domination who is doing big numbers right now, they all have some form of automation. Okay, and many of the times they actually have something they're doing outside of DSD because it was needed. You can't physically manage a business like this without some level of automation beyond maybe your first, $3,000 a month income. You need some automation after that. So we want to automate the entire process. We have achieved that. Our concern with the automation was, will we make it too expensive for somebody? and will we truly be able to make it 100% automated? And I think you can, as you can see from the system, we have been able to create as a side effect something that's even better, where you're actually making even more returns on your sales, with entire automation virtually is free. And our affiliate system kind of goes to a whole other gear, because now there's an actual incentive for our affiliates to work with our customers. So that's what we have achieved. And this is Pro and Elite over here. And I want to clarify, these two parts are part of Supremacy. Okay. So now, if you wanted to do this stuff, you would want to have Supremacy. Okay. If you just wanted to do up to this part, then you need Pro or Elite. Now, here's where it gets better, because our other thing was, when we looked at this, we said, okay, vast majority of our users, as they become successful, will want Pro, Elite, and Supremacy, right? You will want a combination of all three. And it only makes sense for us to combine all of this stuff together and make it much more affordable. So before I continue, let me clarify. Do you guys now understand what the new transactional system is? All right, beautiful. Okay, now there's 2 no's and about 150 yeses so far. So that's better. And again, we're going to have detailed videos and you can repeat them over and over. But think of it this way. You know how it works with eBay? When you go and list an item on eBay, you might pay a small fee upfront. You pay an upfront fee for an eBay store, or you pay a small upfront fee per listing. But majority of the eBay fees are paid when an item is sold, right? We are the exact same model now. You might pay a small upfront fee for all of the tools and stuff, but we charge the transactional fee actually only happens when you actually sell an item, okay? So it's the same pricing model that you have with eBay fees and so on. It's just in this new structure, which kind of is groundbreaking in many ways, because no company has ever tried it in this industry. No affiliate system has ever tried it. And the classic thing that we would get is you would do a webinar about this and they would say, well, if this is so great, why don't you offer this for free and just let me pay for my profits? That's exactly what we just did. You don't have to pay us for any of this fancy automation except out of your fees, out of your actual profits that you make from the sales. So, I think we're the only company who exists out there that can actually say that and then prove that by giving all of this stuff out at no cost. And in fact, in the process, make you guys more money. So,
real quick, we had a question, and the question was, will there be a monthly fee? The thing is, here's what we're doing. We're scaling our results with your results. So our business thrives when your business thrives. We're aligning DS Domination with your personal results, if that makes sense. So most of the companies that are out there that are doing really, really big numbers, it's because they've tied their success with the success of their members, right? Amazon, for example, something sells, you make money. That's when you make money. So Amazon does what it can to make sure your stuff sells. That's the space that we've moved into, is working from a position of how can we get the most sales and benefit for our members, make sure that they're successful, because we're tying our success with your success. That puts us in a position where we're always working to make sure you have more success, not just pay a subscription every month, right? So that's where we wanted to be, and that's where we're headed. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep, I think for most of the people, yes, we're getting lots of yeses, so that is obviously beautiful. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that this doesn't replace what currently exists. People can still come in, sign up at Pro, use the system, start making sales. When they start making some sales, that's when automation even applies, right? You don't need automation for your first 10 orders. You need automation once you started doing some volume. So that's when we move into the automation side. Then they can move up to Elite. And then once they move up to Elite, they start doing a lot more sales and they say, I really need automation to manage all of these listings and all of these different things that are going on. And that's when they move towards Supremacy. Supremacy is the automation part, where the orders are done automatically. where the follow-ups are sent to your buyers, where you can export the buyer lists to basically mail them in the future. So there's a lot of that stuff that happens with Supremacy that you don't need in the beginning. Okay, so the idea is you still start out at your $19.95, you make some sales, you move to Elite, but then once you move to Elite, instead of then buying an additional Supremacy, what you do is you just upgrade yourself to what we call the Instant Domination package. Okay, that's basically what this IDP thing is. Okay, so Instant Domination package is basically Pro plus Elite plus Supremacy plus Affiliate for $149. Okay, which basically means that you're not paying anything for Pro at that point. Okay, because your Pro becomes free and your Affiliate becomes free. So you're not paying anything for Pro and Affiliate at this point. Those become free for you. And the idea is simply to incentivize moving up. We want to incentivize. We are so eager to see you at this level that we are saying, look, we will make Pro free for you. We will make Affiliate free for you. Just move fast. Get yourself to this level. So this is also why our transactional fees go down. And by the way, we are not the only ones in the world that does that, right? If you're selling on eBay right now, go check your PayPal settings. The more volume you do with PayPal, the lower your fees become. So what actually starts happening in this entire process is, and this is the other reason why we really want this automation in your hands, as you sell more on eBay, your fees start coming down, right? You will switch to around 114 listings, I said at the event, for example, the break-even point. At 114 listings, you switch to an eBay store. When you switch to the eBay store, your fees drop from 10% to 9%, so you're paying less in fees. When the same thing happens on PayPal, your fees drop from around 3% range to down to like 1.9% range over time as it goes on, as you make more and more sales volume. So the same thing happens here. Your transaction fees drop from 2% to 1.5%, and then your upfront fees also drop from $20 and then $99 and then $49 and then $10, which is all of your different subscriptions. You just combine them all together into one thing, and it becomes cheaper for you. You can still own every single one of these things separately, just like you do right now, but in the future, you'll be able to combine them, or actually starting now, you'll be able to combine them together to save some more money as well. Okay, so many people were like confused. They were like, oh no, they did away with Pro and now it's only this. And that's not what it is. We have the exact same model. Start out cheap, make some money, grow your business, move up. By the way, here's your reward for doing so well. Now you pay even less. Okay, that's what this Instant Domination package is. Now there's another side to Instant Domination package, which is JVZoo launches and all that stuff, which we will manage for you guys. But you don't have to worry about that quite yet. We are a ways from it. We are a good solid couple months away from that. So we won't discuss that too much right now. But what happened is we gave two options on this. We said there is the monthly option, which is this, and then we also gave a yearly option. The yearly option is what this talks about right here. And you guys can just click on this link and see it yourself. There's a whole breakdown on what you get. The yearly package essentially lowers your cost even more to an effective cost of $114 a month. And this is the kicker. If you have a ticket, if you came to our event, if you bought a ticket, the event that we just had end of May, then the price of that ticket gets deducted from your yearly package as well. So if the yearly package is $14.99, let's say you bought a ticket for $2.99, that basically gets dropped out. So now you only pay $1,200 for the year, which means now your Pro is free and your Supremacy is free and your Affiliate is free because you're only paying $100 a month, which is the same as just paying for Elite. So again, it's just a way to give you guys one more option where we are saying you can save a whole lot more money. Okay, so none of these things replace what we currently have. The yearly doesn't replace anything. The monthly doesn't replace anything. There are additional options to give you guys easier budgeting, easier management. Another complaint we used to get a lot in our support desk was, I have a billing of Pro on the 4th, and then my Elite billing goes out on the 19th, and my Affiliate billing goes out on the 7th. Is there any way for me to club these together? And this also solves that problem. You just have one fixed payment that goes out once a month, and you guys don't have to then worry about managing all of them. Again, clarifying, I believe this is only suitable for those of you who will actually make use of all this stuff. I think this part right here, sends a follow-up email to the buyer, is grossly underestimated, okay? Tremendously underestimated. I don't quite understand why it's underestimated so much, because anybody who actually set that up in the old version, the basic version of Supremacy, that did not have the ordering system, did way more money. They made almost twice as much money. In terms of sales alone, people who were using Supremacy with a follow-up email going out were at 1.7 to 1.8 in terms of their income, or in terms of their sales, compared to people who didn't have it. And this has also been one of our highest retention tools. So we had only opened Supremacy to about 1,000 people. This was a year ago, exactly 1 year ago. We opened it to 1,000 people. To date, we have still had above, right around 700 or above 700 people who consistently use it. That's a 70% retention after a year on Supremacy. And those kind of numbers don't usually happen, right? I mean, if you have done any kind of marketing, if you've existed in any kind of system whatsoever, even a job, 70% retention at the end of a year is a very, very, very good thing. That means the system is working for users. So we were able to track those numbers through listing integration at the time and see some really, really good results happening over there. Now this just goes to a whole other level, right? Because now it has even more capabilities, and it can do a lot more for you guys, and it's doing this price and stock follow-up a lot more consistently than listing integration, which was a free system at the time. Overall, what I'm trying to say is, don't underestimate this stuff. Even if you're making 20 sales a month, this can really kick it up a notch for you. You can generate an additional 20% in sales, and that helps quite a bit. I mean, you can cover the costs immediately with that. So this is a very important thing. We really like this. I'm going to make a very specific video entirely covering different strategies and what your message should say on the Supremacy side. Okay, so at this point, are you guys clear on the new flow, if you will, of how DSD operates and what's happening overall on all of our eBay side of things? If that's clear and you like it, see, I tricked everybody. I said, is it clear? And now I'm going to append to it. And you like it, say yes. So now everybody's saying yes. So awesome. The next thing over here that we need to just touch upon at the moment is, what about Amazon, right? Because, all right, all of this is awesome. This is all eBay stuff. But what about those of you who are in Monopoly, who are in Genesis, or want to do FBA? What happens over there? Well, the exact same model happens over there. We are going to be releasing a bunch more automation over there. It's again going to have a transactional system. Affiliates are going to be paid on the transactional side. We are about a month and a half to 2 months away from completely releasing that out there. When we do, at that time, we will offer an all-in-one pack deal where you will be able to purchase Monopoly and Market Extreme and Genesis all together. Okay, so you'll be able to buy those things together, and we'll have the specifics for you at the time. And again, if you have your ticket, okay, if you spend on the ticket, you will be able to take that price off of the all-in-one package in the discount. So if you didn't use it on the yearly pack, you'll be able to use it on the all-in-one pack. The new Genesis stuff especially is just insane, absolutely insane. We have had people outside of DS Domination who have actually worked in the FBA side quite a bit with many people who have reviewed it and said this is by far the best e-commerce trading that exists related to Amazon at this moment. Okay, it really is. And it doesn't help me to like hype it up, because I'm not asking you guys to buy it. I'm actually just informing you that those of you who already have it should really go and take a good look at the new content in there. For those of you who do not have it, if you're ready to go, great, go get it and do great with it. But if you haven't gotten it yet and you're just getting into it, you can wait until we release this, because you'll get a cheaper price when you do that. Okay? So once again, if you don't have your ticket, if you want to get the ticket so you can get the discount on it anyway, and then you get all the other goodies with it, which is basically a free set of goodies, then do that, get the ticket first, and then you can basically get that money back when the all-in-one package comes out. Kevin, go ahead. I know you have something to say, and then we talk about transaction.
Yeah, real quick. Can you hear me? You got me? All right. So real quick, I want to just back up to the very beginning of this call and talk about the schedule. So we are doing weekly training. Every week there will be training. However, for the pro and the elite side of the house, that'll be bi-weekly because we've worked in Monopoly and Genesis training that we're going to be rolling out on a bi-weekly basis, okay? So whoever's in Monopoly, yeah, I got some yays already coming in. Because the Monopoly and Genesis side, we have been very sparse with our training, and there's so much that we have to cover there that we're going to, for now, make the Pro and Elite bi-weekly and the Genesis and the Monopoly bi-weekly as well. So this is just going to be insanity. I see a lot of people in Monopoly and Genesis are going, yippee, yep. So that, I think, is something that we really, really needed. And we're going to be rolling that out to you guys. So bi-weekly trainings, and we'll have a schedule back there for you. So you'll be able to see all this, so you don't have to commit everything to memory right now. So I just want to hop out.
And yeah, my bad. I want to say we have our weekly product training for customers, and then we have our weekly affiliate training. So basically it'll be Pro and Elite 1 month, 1 week, and then the next week it'll be Monopoly and Genesis, and it'll just cycle like that. Yes,
yeah, but our affiliate, yeah, and our you know, on the affiliate side, we have a lot of our leaders are just insanely eager to train everyone on so many things that I think you're going to see that very, very often, a lot more than bi-weekly. So pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, and that doesn't include the fact we have these random webinars that we might be able to hold when something new comes out, something fancy comes out. So thank you, Ashley, for bringing us here, because the next point I was going to make relates exactly to this stuff. So, all right, so now we have eBay that we're selling on, we have Amazon that we're selling on, kind of taken care of, and we kind of just, previous to this, we kind of had the training would just kind of mention was, oh, by the way, there's a place called Bonanza you can sell on there too, and then we would move on from that. And that's just because there wasn't a lot of data on Bonanza at the time, and that's another platform. So here's what's going to happen. For one, we don't believe it's a very good strategy to have you guys only working with Amazon at the pro level, right, as a source. So the new changes that are now coming up over the next 6 weeks, you're going to see these changes. Pro level is going to include Amazon plus our another very, very, very popular seller. In fact, some of our top sellers are only using that, which is Overstock. Okay, both of these will be provided with the full integration with the tracking, price and fluctuation, stock fluctuations, all of that stuff done, as well as here over the next 6 weeks or so, we're going to be releasing Overstock in automated ordering as well. So your orders can be placed automatically at Overstock. And in terms of, can I get my discounts, my O Club stuff? Yes, you can, because in your automated order settings here, you can actually just put your O Club card over here and you use that, and you can define that, and I'll show you guys how to do that in a video. But that's the first major change that's going to happen. On Elite, we obviously have a lot more sources, but we will also be going into very great in-depth detail on Bonanza. One of the great things that happened at the event was we really were looking for people who were having good success with that. We want to do some in-depth testing and training on there. We have some tests started on there right now. And then we actually have spoken with multiple users who have done extremely well with Bonanza, almost as well as eBay and sometimes better. So we sat down with a couple of them and said, hey, what's going on here? What are you doing that's different over here? And they walked us through it. So we're actually going to bring them out on some webinars as well. And we're going to have an entire dedicated section to training with Bonanza, which is really, really eye-opening. I'm kind of the, I'm a numbers and stats guy as well, because I really love looking at that and breaking it down, because sometimes you can statistically reach conclusions that are very interesting. So one of the issues that I always had with Bonanza is, why do they not have a whole lot of traffic compared to eBay and Amazon? The reason for that is 90% plus of all traffic on Amazon and eBay is what we call browsers, okay, or window shoppers. There are people who are browsing and looking at all these different items and different stuff. They're not necessarily buying all the time, right? Bonanza doesn't have those, because people don't browse their items on their site necessarily. They are showing up in the Google product network. So they actually their traffic statistics are not very, very accurate. So it turns out that you can actually make just as much money, sometimes more money, if you target Bonanza the right way. So we're going to have very dedicated training on that. And then it comes to the issue of what happened to Unleashed. I mean, especially for international members, right? Because most of Unleashed was about cashback stuff that only works for US members. And you'd say, and Unleashed has kind of been this, I don't know, the redheaded stepchild of our company. It's like just kind of ignored, sits in a corner and cries, and nobody pays attention to it. So here's what happens with, I'm sorry. So here's what happens with Unleashed now. Not only does it have all the cashback stuff and all those things, but Unleash actually will activate more automation for you guys, which would comprise primarily of this. You would come here to make where we were making our listings. And instead of just saying, make this listing on eBay, you would check a box that says, make this listing on Bonanza. It will go and make your listing on Bonanza. It will track your item prices and everything else, adjust the price on Bonanza using Bonanza protocols, because there is there's a difference of fees and stuff over there. And it will just basically take care of all of that stuff as well. So there's actual real value to Unleashed now. And, we can actually put the shoe on and say, look, the shoe fits. It's actually a princess, and you don't have to be sad anymore.
It's a princess.
So that's basically what's going to happen. That's what's going to be happening with Unleash. Okay, so this is our 6 to 8 week upcoming changes. Okay, so Pro becomes way, way, way more powerful here very soon. Elite, which is already, I think a lot of you guys have been watching Elite videos. Whoever has watched the Elite videos and is enjoying them, I'm sure you find Dion and Nathan not just full of content, but just they're very fun to watch and see what they're doing. That becomes much more powerful. And then Unleashed truly becomes Unleashed, because you're unleashing all the automation. You'd actually be able to run 2 platforms at the same time. You don't have to manage them manually. Orders are done automatically. Sales are done automatically. Price adjustments are being done automatically. So you really don't have to do anything. You just literally unleash a whole new income stream on autopilot. It's pretty awesome in that regard. There are some unique twists with Bonanza. There are some changes you will have to make to your listings and how you actually state different things and all that stuff. But all of that is covered in there, so it's going to be pretty neat. And then our Monopoly and Genesis side, you guys have already seen the new training. It is absolutely off the hook. It's easily some of the best e-commerce stuff that exists out there right now. And again, we have the transactional model with full automation coming over there as well. So you're a Monopoly user who uses, for example, if you're a Monopoly person who uses Overstock as your source and is selling over there, well, now you can automate that entirely. The orders get placed for you on your behalf and go get updated in your Amazon sellers account automatically. So all that beautiful stuff is coming. And then we have the fully managed FBA that will be finishing up the testing on. We have 15 users that we are testing it with right now. And then we will be making this live. We'll basically, again, transactional model. And our team essentially manages the entire FBA process for you, takes care of all of that stuff, and we get paid only on the success of the product. We only get paid for the sales of the product. So this is what's coming up in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of excitement that we have personally, but also you can just tell there's an entirely new level of excitement and fire about DSD right now. Just you can go on Facebook and you can tell that that's what's going on. So that's very exciting to us. We want to keep stoking that fire. We have some more things we're going to release out there as time goes on that we have been working on. But here is what I really need you guys to understand. We are obviously doing something unheard of, both on the transaction model side as well as on all of this automation. Clearly, we will be the only system that exists that has all of these things under one roof. During this time, we really, really, really will want your suggestions. That's why we put that suggestion page back there. So please keep the suggestions coming. Second, please be very consistent with your training. Please make sure that you're running all of this stuff consistently, you're using it properly. I know there will be a lot of, there are going to be some more complicated steps in here now, right? Like you have to set up these things in your account It only takes once. You only have to set it up once, but we need you to follow directions clearly. I can't emphasize enough. Please read through all the specifics that we give. Don't just skim over this stuff over here. Okay, all of this stuff from here down, read that all the way through. Make sure you understand what it's saying, because comprehension is going to be very important given the size that we are aiming to become. The other thing is going to be regarding all the fees. The fees are going to be collected automatically from your account. There are going to be 3 different ways to collect it. We can collect it from purchase credits, we can collect it from approved balance, or we can collect it from your credit card. A full breakdown of what that entails, how that works, all of that stuff will be in your back office by the time we make this stuff live. Again, please review the videos, read the content, make sure that it is very, very clear to you guys. It doesn't help if you don't read it and then you send a ticket in, a support ticket, and saying, I didn't understand this stuff 3 weeks ago, but now I have these transaction fees. What do I do with that? So please make sure that you understand those things, and that those are being done properly. Okay. Now, for the affiliates, we've been racking our brains. Obviously, we have something that we refer to the IDP launches that are coming for our affiliates. But there's a lot of stuff that's coming for our affiliates that we really, really just want to touch upon very quickly. So first of all, we have all new sales funnels coming out. Okay, Kevin and I have been working on them. We're going to finish those off hopefully here in the next couple of days. As you can imagine, showing our system in action now is very different from what we have as sales material currently. It makes for a very impressive demonstration when we basically show somebody that we just found a product, listed the product, made the sale, fully automated, and made a profit on autopilot. Right? That's a very, very impressive thing to show. So we are going to have all new sales funnels for our affiliates. We are going to be relaunching co-ops. We are going to be providing a whole other system with opt-in management, list building management. All of that stuff is going to be put out there. Actually, I was working on some of this today, and we're going to have some nice discussions after this webinar. Another thing that we really want our affiliates to understand is that every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. EST, we are going to be holding the hangouts for promotions, because these are going to be, let's call them prospect hangouts. We highly recommend that you promote these, that you invite people to them. They're going to be cookied to you. They're going to be even added we're actually turning this entire thing into a lead generation system as well. So when somebody comes in and they want to attend the hangout, they also become a lead in the system that we follow up with on your behalf. And that's another really, really cool thing that I think will just naturally increase sales for our affiliates. So Tuesday nights, make sure you promote this. This is going to be every Tuesday night. So you're going to make sure this happens weekly. It's not going to be bi-weekly. Kev, you wanted to say something?
Oh yeah, no pushback there, brother.
Okay,
it's all weekly. Yeah.
Yep. So it's all weekly. Yeah, I just want to make sure, because if it's not, I'll do the week in the middle. I don't care. I just want to make sure that our affiliates get that.
Yeah.
So every Tuesday night we get the 8 p.m. Eastern prospect hangouts, and keep in mind, one of the most important, the most beautiful things about this new system is that affiliates make money when your customers make money. So now you're not relying entirely on making sure that your customers become affiliates and then go out and promote, which we all know doesn't actually happen in MLMs, right? We all know duplication, replication, all these fancy names and things for this phenomenon. It doesn't actually happen, right? It's rare to make that happen. And that's why DSD is so successful, because we tell people you can make money without recruiting. But on the MLM side or the affiliate side, it still becomes, oh, you can make money without recruiting, except if you're an affiliate, then you need to recruit to make money. Well, now you don't need that duplication. You can just have successful customers, and that's going to make sure that you're actually earning a very strong income. You could be making way more money than somebody with a huge team, as long as people in your team are successful on the e-commerce side. So that's another big thing for our affiliates. Now, the other thing that we're doing is on the affiliate side of things, we're going to simplify this whole thing dramatically. When we put out Market Extreme's new version, not only will we have new training and updated stuff in there, we're going to have everything done in a practical action steps system. And you will actually see this is the new theme of our entire company. Everything is centered around, here's a practical action step that you need to take that will help you get better results. Motivational talks and fun conversations with you all, those are all fun and we love doing it and we love cracking jokes, but that doesn't make you guys money, right? It might give you entertainment for an hour or so, but it's not going to make you more money. So everything is going to be about practical action steps that generate money for you. So we're going to be putting out in Market Extreme new training steps and so on, where we have basically vetted everything already, and it's just laid out in a matter of, watch one video, do the step, you're done, that kind of stuff. So that's also happening on the affiliate side. I think all of this stuff combined, plus the fact that now DSD2 has generated a whole lot of more interest in DSD in general, is going to kind of ratchet things up for all of our affiliates anyway. So if that makes sense to you guys, if that helps you guys, let me know. Let's see if you guys hear that. Awesome. Beautiful. And now let's address one final thing.
I just got to hop out real quick. One thing I didn't mention was Spanish trainings on Monday.
I was just going to say that. That's what I was saying.
I'm reading your mind, bro. So we've got, oh man, if anyone here attend the Spanish training or go watch the Spanish recording of Pro? Has anyone been on those? Because they have been wildly successful. Yeah, awesome, cool. So, I mean, that is going to be a late for everyone coming out tonight on the weekend update, and you'll see all new webinar schedules posted back there for you guys, so we can kind of make all this very easily for you. UK stuff is on the way. We've got some really cool UK training that we're putting back there. So yeah, you guys are going to love that as well. For those of you who are in the UK, we're really excited about that, and yeah, just want to toss that out there.
Beautiful. Well, I was just going to address all the international members.
Yeah, and I've got some Canadian questions too. What about Canada? A lot of our trainers are from Canada, so I'd follow what they're doing, especially like in the elite side of the house, right? So yeah, elite, Monopoly, Genesis, Sean Agnew. I mean, he's from Canada. Right now he's in Boston getting some pizza and watching some ball games, but he's doing this stuff he's doing it from Canada. Yeah, and you're right, Heather. It's because Canada rocks. Yep. Cool.
Canada also snows. But anyways, so let's talk really quick about all our international members, because one of the critical areas that we always said, we were like, oh look, if you're an international member, you can do this. You can do the DSD stuff. Here's how it would go though. You would have 90 days where you could do practically nothing, and then you could start. We all know that 3 months is enough time for somebody to come in with the greatest level of enthusiasm and then completely fizzle out, okay? Because they don't see returns. Why would they keep paying for a system? Why would they even care to listen to anybody when for 90 days they really can't do anything? So one of the big reasons why we put such a strong emphasis on Bonanza, and we said we want to make this thing, a legit option for all of our international members, was because they needed it. So our international members, first of all, on the customer side, Bonanza is going to become a huge thing for them, because there's no PayPal jail as such. There's the listing limits are much lower. It's much faster to get started with if you're international compared to if you're starting out with eBay. So we have that side to take care of for our customers on. For our affiliates, we are putting out these sales funnels and everything else that we're doing. We are also going to be putting out stuff in other languages. That's why we have the Spanish webinars, the training webinars, on Monday, okay, at 8 p.m. Now, we are going to have this discussion here to see if you're going to have a Spanish language prospect hangout / prospect webinar as well over the week. That might be bi-weekly because there's not as many Spanish people right now in DSD as a whole, but we're going to also be looking into putting out an affiliate webinar / hangout. Kevin will be on there showing his wonderful mastery of the language, and he, obviously our Spanish team.
Yeah.
We are also working on an international eBay thing, a jig, that we talked about at the event. I kind of explained how that's going to function. We are actually currently building it out, and in 2 to 3 months, if we are, that should be ready as well. About 3 months actually. We're talking about end of August. So in about 3 months, if that's ready, we will be releasing that out there, which will allow our international eBay members or international members to sell on eBay by working with other accounts that are US based. So there's going to be an option there for them to basically work kind of in a freelancer setting almost, and allow them to generate an income immediately while they build up their accounts for the coming 3 months, right? So for the first 3 months they could do that, and that would also help them out. So there's a lot that we are addressing. Basically anything that we saw that should be addressed or could be addressed, we are at this point taking care of and addressing it. Okay, so yes, thingamajig is a technical term. If you guys do not understand that,
yeah,
okay.
that's yeah, it's advanced, but it is a technical term.
And it will be not just for international, it'll also be for US users, but US users will probably not enjoy that quite as much, I think, just because of various factors. We'll walk through it, because you won't even need to, though. If you're in the US, you can do the Bonanza and Amazon stuff if you don't want to do eBay at the same time. Okay? All right. Now, a lot of the stuff we're also putting out with the new sales funnels and all that good stuff, we're also putting that out on the options domination side. And the other thing we are doing on options domination side, which I'd announced at the event, was that in about 2 weeks, we're going to actually be bringing out more live trading sessions. We're going to be issuing more credits, and we're actually putting some more checks and balances in place. Plus, we're getting some stuff in, we're moving along on our managed account side, and tomorrow Monday, we're supposed to get an update on the SEC process as well. So there's going to be a big thing over there. And obviously right now, as you can imagine, there's been a lot of focus on the DSD2, bringing this out, making this perfect, since this is the business that options flows out of. Options is kind of the second step of this business. So we're perfecting this, and that will also naturally lead into perfection of options domination as well. So I'm very excited actually to share some stuff about it. I kind of want to, but we're on this this legal process that we have to make sure that we go slowly through, and that's just very, very frustrating, because the stuff that we want to actually put out immediately, we can't unless we get full legal clearance. And I think that's the better way, because we do want to be careful to not end up like other companies, because we are not, we're not doing any of the creepy stuff that they were doing, but we just want to make sure that we have the government's blessing on all of this stuff. So we're very excited to put out those updates as well. It's so frustrating. I want to talk about stuff and I can't, but you're going to see some really, really good things coming in over there as well. Oh, let me address one more thing for the international members that was kind of left out. So international members, one more thing that you get to do is we had this discussion last year, and thank you for reminding me of this, Mona. There was this stuff that we had discussed specifically regarding being able to ship things, get through customs and taxes and all that stuff without having to bring that item to yourself first from China and then sending it to the US and all that stuff. So that is also something that has been arranged. You will be able to get items that you source from China, okay, you get your FBA items sent directly to Amazon without garaging them first. Okay, so that will be in there as well. In fact, the fully managed FBA, that's one of the big things about that as well, is that you don't ever touch the item. The item goes right to Amazon instead of you guys having to deal with it first. So that's another thing there. And then we are trying to arrange a couple of other things that, if they work out, I promise they're huge, massive things that like kind of overshadow some of the stuff that we have shown so far on what we are trying to work out for you guys. So very excited. I'm just so excited about some of the stuff. We had learned our lessons, though. We try not to talk about things until they have fully happened. So this time around, we're going to be careful. Okay, on the option side, we're also going to be sending out a mail. We're going to set up our first training webinar. It will be after the 15th, because we want to make sure that all of this rollout for DSD2 happen smoothly, and then we're going to send out a couple mails. We're going to get you guys on a webinar. Especially all of the VIP ticket buyers do get the indicator from me as well. In fact, I was running testing on it again before this webinar, and you'll be given that indicator that you'll be able to use and trade yourself as well. It's going to be pretty good. Just the results on it are awesome. I was just actually running a 30-minute trading test on it. So we're going to do all of those things. We're going to do an OD webinar. That's why we're going to address majority of the OD stuff, and hopefully we'll impress you guys. Meanwhile, Robert, Dylan, if you're on this webinar, which I'm assuming you are, then please, if you can, contact me on Facebook or open a support ticket. That would be awesome, because I would like to connect with you. All right. So look forward to, if you're in Options Domination, look forward to a webinar there. Make sure you address and come on there, and we will get going. And we will just, lay everything out there. Again, the actual specific schedule for the release of each of these steps is in your back office on the updates page. I'm going to put it here once, which is 15th of June, all the tracking, everything from all of this stuff will be live. Okay, so the new training videos are already live, product research system, listing an item, price and stock management, all of this will be live on the 15th of June. 22nd of June is when our phase 1 release will be done, with sending a follow-up message to your buyer and placing orders on Amazon.com. These will be done on the 20th of June. 15th of June is also when, for the affiliates, we will be running commissions on everything from 1st of June to the 15th of June on the yearly IDP package or the monthly IDP package. So if somebody in your downline purchased that and you want to get commissions on it, you have until the 15th of June to qualify for it. Okay, so if you purchase before the 15th of June, even if somebody in your downline got it first, you will still get those commissions. Okay, so I think we covered everything. Does that answer everything, Kev? Is there anything that I left out?
Yeah, that covers everything. There's one thing I want to do real quick, because we are moving in a situation, so don't hop off yet. I see a couple people hopping off. We've got something that we've been, kind of a theme we've been running with, and every time we get together, what we want to do is actually give you clear-cut homework to do that night to take action on. Right? We want you to take action on the things that we show you. So I'm going to grab the screen real quick, if that's okay, Hitesh.
Yes, that is perfectly
and
fine.
I will show you guys something.
And you can all imagine Kevin is currently holding on to his monitor quite tightly.
Yes, I am. So, so some homework for you guys. It's funny how I saw some folks that thought we were winding down. They started hopping off. I said, don't hop off, and I appreciate you guys not hopping off. So that's awesome. So here we go. So in the first thing I want you to do, and I'm going to post this underneath this recording in the back office, is follow us on Facebook. Okay, we are pretty much all maxed out on friends, but Hitesh, Jason, and I want you to follow us on Facebook, because there are times when we just simply, it's faster for us to hop on Facebook and toss out a quick update, and we want to make sure you guys get that. So I'm going to send that to a message to everybody. So I just sent you guys all of our Facebook stuff. Also, join the Facebook groups. In the back office, I'll show you guys if you haven't seen this, there is now, if you go under Pro or Elite, you will see a thing that says click here to join our Pro members Facebook group. Go ahead and click on that. Someone's going to make sure that you're actually active in DS, and then they're going to go ahead and approve you to be in there. So we've got one for Pro, we've got one for Elite, and we've got one for Affiliate. So if you go to Affiliate, your live training, you're going to see that right here. All right, click here to join our Facebook group. And a pretty cool live training that we just did a couple days ago. Go watch that too if you're an affiliate. Which brings me to our next thing. Share this opportunity. Share your opportunity hangout affiliate link. Where do you get that? If you're not an affiliate, you want to become an affiliate as soon as possible, because if you're making money here, why wouldn't you want to share it? But you'd go to link.
And if you get IDP, you are automatically an affiliate. You don't need to become an affiliate separately. Just
thank you. Yes, absolutely. So if you get IDP, you'll have affiliate active to you, and then come down to this live webinar registration link. Grab this link copy that bad boy and make sure you share that out there, because it's going to give people a chance to register for the next Tuesday webinar and actually watch the recording of the last one, and they will get notified a couple times that the webinar's there. They'll get a recording emailed out to them, so we'll follow up with them for you. So get that out there, share it, let everyone see what's happening with DS, and watch this video because it is pretty awesome on this page. Also, and I know we're getting into multiple steps here, but for those of you who it fits with, go to mydsevent.com and get your affiliate ticket. Okay, grab that bad boy if it's right for you, and get Supremacy if it's right for you. All right, is that clear? Is that cool? I'm going to make sure we kind of go through some steps and make sure everyone kind of has a clear focus on what to do.
Yeah, to me it was
yes.
clear, but I don't like myself on Facebook anyway, so it's okay.
Oh, and I was actually another thing too. If you go to Facebook to follow somebody, you would just click on this tab that says following, right? It'll say follow this person. You can click on it and follow it, because I think we're all pretty much maxed out on friends, or else we would accept you as a friend. But we want to make sure you guys are at least following us to get our updates, especially those of you who are affiliates, you know, because we do some stuff, we do some training, and we post out some cool things like right here, Real People, Real Results in DSD 2.0. A video that we did that will help you out in your affiliate business, okay? And if you didn't have me on Facebook, then you probably didn't see that. So we want to make sure you guys are following us in that fashion. Cool, cool, cool. Package. I got a question saying, hey, the event is over. Why would we still want to get the VIP ticket? You'd want to get the VIP ticket for a couple reasons. One of them is if you're getting Supremacy and you're doing, or I'm sorry, if you're getting the IDP package and you're getting the yearly, you want to get that event ticket first because you're going to get a discount there. And if you're planning on upgrading the Genesis and all that stuff in the future, Genesis, Monopoly, Market Extreme, those levels, then it's going to come back to you in the form of a discount in the future. So we want to make sure that you guys have a chance to get that. And there's going to be, for the affiliates, some ongoing training that we're going to be doing that are only for VIP ticket holders. And so what I don't want is everyone to kind of come back and say, oh, I'm not in this training, this is what's going on, how do I get access to it? And my answer is going to be, well, this is for the VIP members. So that's why this is open longer. This is why we left this card open, so that people could take advantage of this, advantage of some of the discounts, and take advantage of the training that's going to be ongoing in there for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? There's a couple other things. So, for example, if you're a VIP ticket holder, and honestly, if you're going to be buying a ticket at this point, you should only consider buying a VIP one. Just letting you know, I don't think there's any benefit to buying the regular ticket because it's just the same price discount, right? So, if you're going to buy a ticket, the only one that really is valuable right now is the VIP one, because one example of the training is we're actually going to be holding a training with Dion and Nathan where we're going to go over 20 products that are making $10,000 or more. Okay, so we're actually going to show you guys the actual products, all that stuff. You can just go ahead and just take it. I'm also going to be giving out my 18 niches where I have individually made at least 5 figures in, so I know that there's a lot of popularity and demand there. So you get that stuff, right? Now, the reason that, okay, so now the obvious question, I hope that some of you are asking this question because I really, really want you guys to think critically, okay? And I want you to think critically about us as well. You should be asking, okay, if I'm getting that same price at a discount, why are you getting me to buy the ticket? What benefit could you possibly get out of me buying the ticket when you're just giving me more stuff and it doesn't make you any money, right? So let me explain, and that ties in very beautifully with the question that Bruce has mentioned 3 times, and we just keep kind of going around it. So the next big phase, there's some other stuff that we are doing right now, but the next big leap that we're going to make as a company is with something called vendor search, okay? And we kind of mentioned that. And vendor search is something that we aim to have 2,500 minimum of our members in there, and as many as possible. Okay, we want as many people in there as possible. And our VIP ticket holders basically get the first movers advantage, and then the second group that gets advantage is the instant domination pack holders. So the ideal person is somebody who bought the VIP ticket and also got the instant domination pack. Now, those are the people that we can really pull into the vendor surge side, because the way it plays out is that we'll actually be working with some actual suppliers, right? So warehouses, wholesalers, licensed resellers, manufacturers, all of these people are actually going to be coming in and working directly with all of DS Domination. And we want to get as big of a group as possible to function there, and then there's a lot of fun stuff in there where on the compensation side too, where you will actually get paid the same kind of transactional stuff on any vendor that you refer. So that's one of the big reasons why we're trying to bump up the numbers as much as we can on a ticket side. Okay, and now most companies don't want to say this kind of stuff or show any of this kind of stuff, but that's part of business, right? Part of our business is that if we approach somebody and we say, look, this is the level of demand and this is the level of loyalty that our users have towards us, this is how successful they are as an e-commerce group, that we have 3,000 people who have paid this much money for our tickets because of the value they see in it. That is a lot better impression than us just going and trying to pitch them. And that's just how it works on higher business level, right? We go to somebody and we say, yeah, we just did an event and it was this successful. Gives us a lot more credibility immediately. And we have already seen that actually starting to happen. So overall, that is one of the big reasons why we are saying, look, there is no catch here. This is not one of the tricks to get you to buy something that you don't need. When you get the VIP ticket, that entire price of the ticket gets reimbursed to you in a different way. Okay, on the product side, but you also get a bunch of extra bonuses. You also get a bunch of extra training. You also get the indicator on the options domination side. You also get the first movers advantage and stuff. So there is no real catch there. It's not a catch.
Well, and I think everyone knows we're rolling out managed FBA, and you'll see that in the event recording that we're releasing in a couple days. You'll be able to watch a lot of that stuff, and we'll have some details on that. But the managed FBA accounts that we're going to be running, you're going to see some success stories popping out here really soon on that. When we start taking applications for that to get into the managed FBA, that starts with the first 200 people who came in that bought the event tickets at the VIP level, and then we start moving through the folks that purchase those event tickets. Okay, so if you have an event ticket, you're going to get contacted before everyone else to make sure that if this managed FBA is right for you, that you have a chance to get on there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure you guys know that as well. It's huge, because those are the we always attempt to narrow down the folks and our family here that are paying the most attention, that are doing things with us, that are with us in what we're doing, that are moving forward in this movement. And what better way to narrow that down than the folks who are getting VIP tickets, who are watching event recordings, getting on those trainings with us, spending a lot of time with us for follow-on training, after the event. Those are the folks that are going to get first movers advantage on the managed FBA accounts. So,
yeah. And all of the VIP content will be in your back offices. The event recordings will be in the back office. That's another thing, right? You actually get the entire event recordings if you have the ticket. Otherwise, you guys will have to buy stuff. So buy the event recording separately, which is kind of crummy. So just, again, if you just have the ticket, you get that as well. If you have already bought a ticket, I see people asking this, you do not need to buy another one. If you already have a ticket, that's enough.
Yeah,
and
we know
if you
exactly.
and your spouse, and if you and your spouse both attended the event, then you actually get the discount on both the tickets as well. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that either. We made it so that was actually a question that somebody asked. And you will have the shrink wrap system that was shown at the event. That will be in your back offices in the next 36 hours. Okay.
I'm going to send these links again because people are asking for them. These are the links to add us on Facebook. So I've got 3 questions on those. So I'm just going to toss these out and send it all to everyone again. And people are still asking about, it's right here from mydsevent.com. And if you go over there, you will see, let me copy, you go to mydsevent.com, you'll see the order page that you can go ahead and get your VIP ticket. And a lot of people are asking, hey, I got the general ticket, can I upgrade? Yes, you can. All you really have to do is scroll down on this page and email these guys right here. There's an email address. You can email them and say, hey, I wanted to upgrade to the VIP. We'll know exactly who you are, and those first 200 who bought the ticket, you'll be able to see that as well. You'll be getting emails. So.
And last time, Kevin, you interrupted right at that moment. The third way that you get the money back for your tickets, if you don't buy the yearly package and you don't want to buy Genesis and you don't want to buy the all-in-one pack, the other way that you actually get the money back is we can deduct that off of your transactional fees. Okay, so as long as you are going to be doing the business, as long as you're going to be running an e-commerce, you are going to get the money back. We are going to force it back to you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's awesome. I wish I didn't interrupt that one. That's awesome. So cool, cool.
Okay, so all right, I think we are at 1.5 hours. Okay, how will we know that we have bought a ticket? You will get an email, and I think you should know if you bought a ticket. I think they would be more concerned. I would be more concerned about you if you honestly could not recall if you bought the ticket. So just if you bought the ticket, it'll be on somewhere on your credit card charge, or you'll have an email about it, or you can open a help desk ticket and say, hey, can you please check if I have a VIP ticket or not? And then they will take care of it. They will let you know, oh, it looks like you do not have one, or you have a regular ticket, and so on. So you can just go and take care of that. Okay. I will know you will give me. Okay, whenever there's a discount issued, so it'll literally be on your checkout page. In fact, let me show them the checkout page once. When you go to your checkout, let me show you guys this. For the yearly package, for example, you see right here, it's going to show you the product cost. It'll show you the discount. It'll show you what's payable. So if you bought the VIP ticket, for example, at $249, it's going to say $249. If it's $299, it's going to say $299. Whatever your net ticket price is, it'll show the discount right there. It'll do the same thing on Genesis. It'll do the same thing on your all-in-one pack, and it will do the same thing in your transactional fees. When your transactional fees come out, and we actually, so it'll show that we billed you for it, but instead of it going on your credit card or being coming out of somewhere, it'll say transactional fee charge $25.26, discount $25.26, pending discount, and it'll show you that. Okay, so once again, you don't really have to worry about it. It's always going to take care of it. If you come on this page and you do not see the discount over here, then open a help desk ticket and say, I bought the ticket, but I don't see my discount over there. And that's probably because when you bought the ticket, you might have had a typo in your DSD username, or you might not have put your DSD Domination username. And once it looks at it, it'll be and fix that for you. Okay. If you are paying monthly, like I said, you will still get your ticket price discounted out of your transactional fees. It will note that you have this much available to put towards your transactional fees. It will just deduct that out of that. Okay, it will deduct it out of your discount. So if you have $249 available, it will deduct that. Your transactional fees are going to take out $249 until that is exhausted before it will actually bill you for it. Okay.
That's pretty crazy. That's crazy. I hope everyone got that. So I mean, it's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing.
Yes, we like doing crazy stuff. So I think we covered pretty much everything. I don't think there's a whole lot left. Please keep in mind the deadline is June 15th, midnight. So hopefully everything is clear to everyone. I guarantee we're going to get help desk tickets after that saying, why do I not have the discount? Or why can I not buy the yearly package? So please keep that in mind. Please, if you have teams as an affiliate, let them know. If you have people in your team, let them know. That would be great. All right. I'm just going through this and making sure all the questions are answered. Okay, Sherlyn, is it clear as well, because I just want to make sure that it is absolutely clear to you, if you're getting the monthly version of Instant Domination back, you will get the discount on your ticket. You'll get that discounted back to you in form of transactional fees or on the all-in-one pack or on Genesis. Okay? You can buy the monthly package whenever you want. That's not going to be restricted. The yearly package will be done on June 15th. Okay? And that is that. So all of you are awesome. We really look forward to seeing you guys on the next training webinar or the next corporate webinar or the next affiliate webinar. Look forward to seeing you guys being insanely successful with this, and we are going to start rolling this stuff out over the next couple of days. All right, so all of you just have a great evening or a great day wherever you are. Kevin, if you want to say good night, that's the polite thing to do. I know you're in Japan, you might not know about that, but
night everybody, thanks for being here, and I'll have this recording up ASAP.